Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers third party review. Today I'm taking a look at the latest offering from Planet X, their PX-04 Summanus. That's their Fall of Cybertron take on Snarl. The box artwork is just their standard artwork showing the chest crest of each individual Dinobot, this one being their Snarl. On the side we've got more of the detailing. On the back we've got a really nice picture of Snarl in all of his goodness, and on the other side we've just got the basic spec saying that this is for ages 15 plus and do not eat your toys. Out of the box he comes packaged in a really nice blister shell containing his swords, 2 guns and pegs to peg in the screw holes, as well as a nice instruction manual and a collector's card. Instantly I've taken to this guy. I think he's probably one of the best interpretations of Snarl in this size that I've seen. I mean, you all know I love the Gigapower Guta, and he is still going to be my favourite. He is a masterpiece. But what a really interesting take on him. I really love the use of the translucent plastics. It really does give that flame effect. I love how these fins are just positioned behind the head there, and being translucent they can still let enough light in to light up the light piping on those eyes. Now not only does he come with these absolutely stunning clear plastic flame swords, but he also comes with these truly monstrous guns. Just can't get over the detailing on this guy. Planet X really have seemed to up their game with every single figure. Having now played the Fall of Cybertron game, it was kind of half price on Xbox. They are literally ripped straight from the game, aren't they? They've kept them so close to their CGI counterparts, and I just think they've done an incredible job. It must be so difficult to grab a character that's already been created and try and give it as best likeness as you can without obviously treading on anybody's toes. And I think Planet X have done an amazing job. I mean, just look at the detailing underneath these side panels there. I mean, just all of that circuitry. That's just attention to detail. I think I just really like how bulky and squat this guy is. I mean, Neptune was a great figure. He is a great figure. He still is. But he's just... this guy just got that stomp to him. He's just a short, really hench bot. And I think it really works. Now, weapons aside, you can see I've already started to get him in some really dynamic poses. His articulation is pretty good. It's not without its flaws, and I'll address that shortly, but all in all, it is very well articulated. The head is on a ball, but can only look up that much, and unfortunately can only look down that much because of his puffy out chest, but he can rotate left and right with no hindrance to these fins, because the fins themselves are articulated and can be moved as and where. The shoulders appear to be on a rotational friction joint. It's a circle section in there that as we rotate, that whole circle section in there actually rotates with it. But it also allows us to unhinge this section here and get all of that range of movement there. The downside to this being, as you move it up, and if you wanted to draw his own sword, the joint actually forces itself back close to the body. So you can't have his arms up at this angle and rotated forwards. Elbow is on a rotation. It's a very tight friction joint there, and it goes forwards this much and doesn't go back. Again, there's a tab just in here which locks the elbow into place, which is great for when posing because it does give it some stability, but unfortunately you can't get the full range of movement on the elbow when you rotate it. Not that you really want him to have his arm broken round like that. The hands are on a pin, so the fingers do open and the hand does swivel inwards and outwards. Great range of motion on the waist there with no clearance issues at all. His stunning legs go forward this much and back this much. They can go all the way out to the side. There is an upper thigh swivel. We have a really nice deep bend at the knee. And finally coming down to the feet. Now, in my opinion, the feet are the best and worst part of the articulation on this guy. The range of movement is incredible. There's a ball joint just on the inside leg here, which allows you to have full rotation and pivot. Really good range of pivot there. You've also got the section here which moves back as part of the transformation, which does give you more range again. And then there's also a swivel on the actual foot itself as well, which again allows for more range. And there's also a rotation at the toe, so you can get some really amazing poses out of this guy. Now, you ask, you said the best and worst. And as you can see, it's nothing to do with the actual shape of the feet or the tightness of joints, because he holds his poses really well. It's just sometimes difficult to get him to balance in his standing pose, because his back kibble is quite heavy, and it's just a matter of slightly moving him forward a tad, and because there's just so much play on those feet, you just have to adjust them just slightly more. Let's just take a full 360-degree look at him. What a gorgeous figure. He absolutely does look outstanding, doesn't he? I actually really love this backpack section. I think it really sets him off. Normally I try to avoid figures with severe back kibble, but being Snarl, you know, it really works. It's just those kind of fins or plates, whatever you'd call them, running down his spine there, and it's just, I love how they've kept it current. They've kept it throughout the leg, they've kept it over the shoulder, the blades are made of the same fiery orange, then it goes down the back section there, and it really does work. And here they are all together. You've got Summanus, Kalos, and Neptune. The more I see these guys together, the more I think, oh man, I wish they'd release some of this kind of translucent plastic for the swords for Kalos, because I mean he's what, two years old now, isn't he? And yeah, these weapons look a bit dated. I know obviously he can wield any of the other weapons and they could all use each other's, but yeah, I'd like a nice little set for him in this kind of translucent colour. But don't they all look absolutely fantastic together? What a beefy bunch of Dinobots. And then we have Optimus Prime. Yeah. And here he is with Gigapower's Gutter, or Gutter, or Gutter. Yeah. Different size, different scale, both awesome. Right, let's get this guy transformed up into his Dino mode and see how good he looks. Man, who doesn't love a Stegasaurus? Right, we're going to start off with the feet. You want to just pull off this section here, and this whole section is on a hinge. You want to just flip that hinge up. Come around the back here. This now allows us to pull out this section and rotate it round. That's going to rotate around fully, like so. So it's now on this side. You want to lift that up, and you want to rotate this foot section around and bend down the toe. You can then put this section back up like so, and then grab the swivel at the upper thigh and just rotate that section around. And these two sections here are going to form the front of your dino. Just unpeg these sections here, rotate them around 180 degrees, rotate Summanus at the waist. Pulling up this chest section here, you can then slide this bottom chest section out. That drops down, and as that drops down you can pull this whole head section forward, and as you bring that forward the whole spine section comes back with it. Unravel this back section, just basically pull that out and unfold it. You want to fold these red tabs in on either side, and now allows us to bring around this section here. Just extend that out like so. Extend this section here. That's going to come down like so. You want to get the tail sections. I'll just fold that in on itself so it's nice and close. Basically, you're going to slide this section up, and that's going to tuck in, but this here is going to tab in as well. There's a tab just here, and that's going to tab in along this spine. So I'm going to try and get this done on camera, line everything up. You know it always works first time when you're doing it on camera, doesn't it? Let's have a look. In you go, tabbed at the top there. And just line these ones up here. Come on, in you go. Put one. And the other side. Oh, there we go. And that section's all pegged in on there. Make sure the chest section here is rotated like we did with Neptune. And then we just want to fold the legs inwards. So just slide that in, like so. Just make sure that the crest section is brought down and laid underneath. Now remember we tabbed this section down here that was above the leg, we split that, didn't we? Make sure the other section doesn't flop down, you need that one up out of the way. And then there's a tab just here. You're going to work that up and into there, so just bring this under and just work that up and into the chest section there. Tab all the leg sections together and just come underneath and just make sure that this chest section is pulled fully forward and just tabbed in there and there. That secures absolutely everything into place. Around to these side legs, and that hinge we had earlier on, just pull that down on its own ratchet. Oh, such a nice clicking sound. Rotate these legs around, and as you pull out the foot here, this fifth section can push into the heel. And here he is in his armoured Stegasaurus mode. I'll be honest with you, it's probably one of the most complex transformations of the Planet X figures, but still very, very satisfying. I mean, we've got a fantastic representation of a Cybertronian Stegasaurus as a result, and he looks absolutely gorgeous. He really, really does. That is just a really, really great looking dinosaur. Got some range of movement on the head there. We've got, he can look down and he can look up. The jaws can open scary wide. We've got up and down motion on the legs. You've got a pivot and swivel on the lower leg, and of course we've got the rotation forward and back on the foot, so we can get some really nice wide stances. The back legs, of course, are on those ratchets, so we've got out, in, up, down, rotation at the knee, and we've got up and down pivot on the foot. The tail, unfortunately, is fixed, although we do have the ability to move these fins on top here. He does look good though, doesn't he? He does look good. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. This is an amazing Stegosaurus. Whether you are a Stegosaurus, a Dinobot, or just a general Snarl fan like Pure, I think this is a must for your collection. At the moment, I'm only collecting the Planet X dinos. I'm collecting the G Creation dinos for my Earth form. And then I'll be collecting the Gigapower dinos for my masterpiece. And personally, I think this kind of style, this Fall of Cybertron style, it's different. Nobody else is doing this style at the moment. It's unique and it really, really works. And here they are all together. How amazing do these guys look? Absolutely fantastic. Now, they've confirmed that they are actually going to be making all 6 Dinobots. Now, I really, really can't wait to see their interpretation of Grimlock. I mean, I want Paddles as well. And Slag, I want them all, and I honestly can't wait. I'd just like to thank Robot Kingdom for getting this out to me so quickly. I'll include a full gallery over at benscollectables.com. Please click on the link in the description below. That will take you through to the site where the gallery is available. And from myself and Planet X's Summanus, aka Snarl, goodbye.